Hey guys, today we're going to be sharing with you and reviewing something that's going to be actually part of a change to a lot of households here in not only in Holland but in whole Western Europe. As you can read with me on the background, a path to 2015. The Paris Agreement goal to limit global temperature increase to well below 2 degrees requires deep decarbonization. Yeah, I'm not going to read the whole thing. But so Western European countries made a deal that something needs to change, to try and reverse the global warming. For us, the normal civilians, it means that we won't be using gas anymore, natural gases anymore, from 2015. So it's going to be impossible by law. People won't be able to use natural gas anymore in their households, meaning not to warm up water, no boilers or whatever, not to cook or whatever. It's all going to be something different. Probably 99% electricity. So what we see of this now is here in Holland, for example, our government is already trying to stimulate people, inspire people, to head toward this goal, to make the switch from gas supplies to things you need around the house that work only on electricity. So it's gonna come. It's not the question is not if, it's only when, and when is already set as a date, 2015. Anyone and everyone will have to cooperate. So we do not want to wait until 2015. So me and Mike decided, let's just make the change and get it over with. So from that idea, which is also, of course, a little bit economical, because the governments will be trying to make natural gas as unattractive as possible by raising the prices, of course, especially because it's not something that we have here in Western Europe. So it's something that is supplied to Western Europe. So there's always a lot of money involved in that. But yeah, so different reasons, guys. But what it comes down to is that me and Mike decided in our home, our household, that we're gonna be making this switch already. So we already exchanged the geyser for an electricity, a gas heater. I'm sorry, is it geyser a geyser? Oh, you guys call geyser for the natural water that gushes from the ground. Yeah, so we have a gas heater that works on gas. We already took that out. And we now have installed a boiler that works on electricity. And you guys, I can tell you, it's completely different, and it's so much better in many, many ways that I can tell you. So next thing we did is we're trying to eliminate the heaters in our home. We already have in the bedroom, the kitchen, we already have an electric heater. We only still have one gas heater in the living room, which we're still looking at to see when we're going to change that also. So far, so good. And within that idea of trying to make the switch from gas to electricity, we also decided to get an induction hub. And that's what you see here on the background. Of course, there are a lot of induction hubs out there, but you have to start somewhere, just do some research and compare. But we landed on the AEG ILB 64334CB. It's a fully induction hub with hub to hood, which means you can also have an extractor hood connect to this via some sort of a Bluetooth.
No, infrared.
Oh, infrared. So they will be synced with each other. The more you cook, the more steam, the more the extractor hood will work. That will be something that's communicated between them, synchronized. You don't have to do anything about that. However, so far we have only the induction hub. We still haven't got that extractor hood that comes with it, just because it's very expensive. It's around almost €1,000. So, but this is what we have. This induction hub, it's plug and play, really. Just plug it in the socket and start cooking. It comes with what they call the Maxsense, which is a function that more or less determines the cooking zone automatically, and it adjusts the cooking zone to the size and the shape of the pans that you use. So it doesn't matter how big it is or how small. This Maxsense kind of prevents the, how do you say that, unnecessary use of heat. So it only heats only those zones that do feel that there is a bottom of a pan on it. So that's one thing that we really like about this thing. Again, plus the extractor hood that will be communicating with it eventually if and when we end up buying it. Something else that's important to think about is we went for the phase 1 hob, which means what I just said, just plug and play in your socket. But there are also different kind of induction hubs that work differently. Yeah, the two-phase system, and they need a different socket. So yeah, it has a bigger load. So of course, bigger can do more. But just think about that, and you decide what fits better in your household, and of course also in your budget. So something else you need to be aware of is your old pans and pots. Are they still usable on the induction hub? It's important that you use the right pans. A pan suitable for induction has a bottom with a magnetic field, something that you can really test very easily for yourself. Another feature that we really appreciate about the induction hub is the fact that you can lock it. Unlike your gas stove, where your kids sometimes can create dangerous fire hazard, with this one it's practically impossible because it goes on a locker. And if you want to use it, if you want to cook something, you need to unlock it first. But even then, it will only start to become hot if it senses that there is a pot or a pan on the cooking zone. So when you look at this induction hub or the cooktop, whatever you call it, one of the things that you will notice right off the bat is that there is a lot of glare, which means, yes, the surface is very sensitive. It's made of a sort of a glass. So it is sensitive to scratches. One thing that you can get to increase or decrease that is what they call the Induction Hub Mat. It's a silicone mat, and it's a non-slip, easy to clean, heat resistance, and it protects the surface. And yes, you can use that while cooking. Really appreciate about this induction hub is the boost function, the boost option. You know how sometimes you want to boil something, whether it's an egg or you want to prepare your rice, but you always need to wait till it boils. And if you want to fry something or bake something, same thing. You add a little bit of oil in your pot or pan, and then you wait for it to warm up before you start adding the ingredients. Sometimes they can take, relatively too long. But with the boost option, this happens whether it's water or oil that you're trying to get on temperature. That happens really in a matter of seconds. For the water, maybe in a matter of minutes, but for the oil, really matter of seconds. So that saves you a lot of time eventually. So guys, yes, this induction hub has actually a couple of features that I really like. What to say about the timer? You don't have to set Siri or Alexa or whatever you use to keep the time for you. You can just use an inbuilt timer. Then you can also pause actually. If for some reason you're interrupted, you can pause the timer and you can pause the cooking zones. So this is a really good one for this price. We paid how much, Mike? About 250 euros for this one. This induction hub. 300.
I think it was 520.
520. Oh, okay. So 520. I'm sorry, I said 200. 520. But for what you get, it's a really good deal. And we've been using it for almost 2 weeks now, and I'm happy to say that we're still happy with what it does. It delivers, and especially for that price.
Well, I actually do not yet have made
No, I haven't made turkey. We're not going to make turkey on that one. Turkey really needs to go in the oven.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
We are going to grill some meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't pushed it to the limit. That's what Mike is trying to say, because we do, if this is the first video that you see of this channel, we do a lot of recipe videos. So no, I haven't done any elaborate recipe so far on this one, but as you will see at the end of this video, I've made a couple of recipes and they were done within seconds, and yeah, and it sounds stupid. You know, feel free to to find this stupid, but for some reason, I don't know, it just tasted a little bit better. For example, why sometimes you need the boost option, or why this is better, or why the food tastes better. Me and Mike love shrimps. The bigger, the better. And I used to have a friend that was like a serious chef in a big hotel, and he told me with shrimps you need to have high fire, high heat, and they need to be in the skillet for only a minute tops, if not less. But we all know when cooking on gas, sometimes they can take a little bit longer. The shrimp gets soggy and all that. But with this, and I'm really serious, you guys, I'm not trying to sell you anything. You need to do whatever you have the budget for, or don't. We're not sponsored. But with this, that is exactly what I got. Just like with regular stove, you guys, when you're cooking, make sure you don't leave your metal spoon like this, because you can burn your hands. So, plus, I'm using the wooden spoon, not so that I can prevent myself from scratching the bottom of the skillet or the pan, and it doesn't get that hot. What am I making today? Instead of rice, this is cauliflower rice. It's healthier, less calories, less carbs. So good. Some peas, chicken, tomatoes, some spices. First fry the chicken in 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Then add the spices, then the tomato. Then boil the cauliflower with the peas, drain them, and then add them in here. So good, you guys. And add a little bit of soy sauce while frying the chicken. So guys, that was our video. If you're wondering what we're doing here, I'm making stuffed eggplant. Like you saw by now in the video, the eggplant have been boiling for about 25 minutes, and they're done on 6. The chicken is more or less the same time, about 20 minutes. So this is just the eggplant I'm boiling. Here I fried the chicken. I added a little bit of onion powder, garlic powder, cumin, smoked paprika, curry, 4 seasons, which is pepper, and coriander powder. And some diced tomatoes in there, fresh, some peas, as you can see. And then almost at the end, add a little bit of cottage cheese. And because we're still doing the healthy thing, just go for the cottage cheese with least calories. This one is 100 grams, 93 calories. That's really not bad, and I haven't used that much. Just a little bit to make it creamy. All right, that's it. And the chicken, again, like I said, I tried 6, but it didn't maintain the temperature, didn't hold this what I'm seeing right now, so I had to go up to 7. But for the water, it's okay. You can just use 6. It does keep the water boiling at 6. But for the meat, you're gonna try 7 or maybe even 8. But 7 did the job for us with what we have, the AEG. And all in all, we're now closing to 30 minutes, and your meal is done. A healthy, nice meal. And to be honest, 25 minutes on 6 for the eggplant from the point that the water starts to boil is actually a little bit too much, because look, it's already letting go of its skin. It doesn't have to be like this, so this is actually too long. So I think 20 minutes should probably be fine, but definitely no longer than 25. So yeah, this is what you get after 25 minutes on 6 from the point the water starts to boil. That's why we use the boost option. And this is how I like it. I don't like my eggplant to have chewy edges. This is perfect. Almost falls apart. That way you can easily remove the inside, which is edible of course, and make space for the stuffing. And the stuffing in this case is this. Look at that. Alright, so I'm going to transform these to the plate and then fill them with chicken mixture that we made. So there it is, the chicken is done. It's about, again, 25 minutes for the chicken. It's all done. If you were to ask me, Mike is sitting here next to me, maybe he can fill in. But if you were to ask me what I love about this is the simplicity. It's simple. The design is simple. What you can do with it is just straightforward, simple. So you have 4 places that you can use. 2 of the same size, small one, a bigger one. When you're done, this indicator says that it's still hot, so you cannot touch it. It's still not okay to touch it. So yeah, so you have 4. You can adjust the temperature. You can use the boost only, especially if you're working with recipes that involve boiled water. Let's say if you want to boil vegetables or make rice, stuff like that. That's the only thing that I would suggest to use it. And Mike was looking up some stuff, and that's actually also what many people suggest to use it for. Don't use it for everything. With the rest, yeah, oil, warm up oil, you could do that, but oil is a little bit tricky. It can be a little bit dangerous, like you guys just saw at the beginning of or somewhere in the video. Especially olive oil tend to heat up very quickly, so be careful with that. So just put it on 7 and wait for the oil to heat. What I always do is put a little bit of piece of chicken in there to see, to actually witness when the oil is ready to add the rest of the meat in there. So that's that. So yeah, that's what I like, the simplicity. You can lock it, you can turn it off and then lock it, so that if you have, we don't have children, but we do have pets that love to walk all over the kitchen counter. They've never been outside, so yes, it is hygienic. We do keep them clean. But again, if you have pets or if you have children, the best thing you could do is, of course, don't leave this as long as the indicator indicates that it's still hot. Just stay close to it. When everything is okay, when you don't see these indicators anymore, meaning it's cool, it's okay to touch it, or for your cats to walk over it if they wish to do so, then turn it off and then put it on lock. Okay?
Automatically goes to lock.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. If you've ever put the lock on, then it will automatically default back to lock. What it says now is that heater is still
very hot. It has 3 points. Yeah.
That is
cooling off.
Cooling down, so it has 2. And if it's at 1, you can touch it.
Yeah. So yeah, we were talking about
automatically default back to the off position, including the lock.
Because that's what we did last time we used it.
Yes.
Okay, so about the first time, turn it off and then press the locker for about 4 seconds, and then it will give you the letter L. And it should give you the letter L just to be safe. Depending on how much places that you have here, we have 4. I don't know how you call these. 4 cooking points. Yeah. So it should give you about 4 L's, which stands for lock. Again, that's in the case of the AEG that we have here. That's what we're sharing with you.
It's all more or less the same.
But it's all more or less the same. Yeah, we saw a couple on the internet. So that's what I love about this the most.
So this little light is for the extraction hood, so you can
get one that matches this, and then they can be synchronized.
Yeah, it works with the infrared, so it's basically a remote, and then it automatically turns on the extraction hood.
But we already have one here, so
yeah.
But we're thinking about renewing that too.
Yeah, but that's not.
Not for
really
this
out
brand,
there.
no, because it's €1,000. That's crazy. It's ridiculous.
The extraction hood would even cost more than the.
Than this thing, about 5 times the price, or maybe 4 times. So yeah, this is it, you guys. Just straightforward. This is what I love about it, and I think it goes for Mike too. The simplicity of this,
Yeah.
plus another very heavy weighing factor that we have here in Europe, especially in Holland, is that everybody is now pushed toward the use of electricity because things happening around in the world, and basically countries are running out of gas that supply gas. So that's one of the heavy weighting factor for us here in Western Europe to actually switch over to electricity. But again, so I think we can say that almost we have everything replaced in the house. Everything is now electric. And but yeah, on top,
For the heater.
except for we have
The
still
main heater.
one heater that we need to replace. But other than that, I think we're ready. But yeah, again, coming back to this, it's just simple and straightforward. That's it. And it doesn't take that much space. It doesn't make your kitchen counter look, I don't know, busy.
Cluttered.
Yeah, or it doesn't, it's very easy to clean. It doesn't collect dust and all that. So that's it.
We did buy these silicone underlayers.
That you should really get. Yeah. Get that to keep everything clean and scratch free.
Yeah, and especially the pan won't move anymore because it's anti-slip.
Yeah, which one on its turn won't scratch
Yeah.
the surface of this. So
Yeah, and it's anti-slip.
there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. So I knew this is not what the video was about, but that's the end result. Stuffed eggplant. And again, if the conclusion was not clear enough, just one time, you guys, yes, we do love this. We do love this.
We're not sponsored.
We're not sponsored. We love it, and it does what it promised.
We wish.
We wish, yeah. It's about time. We've been
Never
working
sponsored.
around the clock to get sponsored, but we're never sponsored. Boo! We're not sad and angry. No. Anyway, have a wonderful day, guys. And yes, get it, or at least whatever you have, you know, that's a decent brand in your area.